So hello guys, what's up and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's me, your girl Barrister Neze, and this is Nezeville. Today's video is a very powerful documentary. I encourage all of us to watch through all the parts of it. It is the story of a pioneer, a pace setter, and the woman who redefined Afro-beats. A woman who stepped into a space ruled by men, but not to battle for the crown of king, rather to establish her own empire as queen. It is a tale of triumph, turbulence, love, pain, and betrayal. It is the story of TIWA Savage. This lady here does not need any introduction, but just in case you live underneath a rock, or maybe you just got out of prison having served a 50-year jail term, I'll tell you. Tiwa Omolara Savage, simply known as TIWA Savage, is a Nigerian singer and songwriter. She was born in Lagos State, Nigeria on the 5th of February 1980 into a family of 6. Her mother, Mrs. Cecilia Savage, and her father, Olanrewaju Savage, and 3 older brothers. She doubles as the only girl child as well as the baby of the house.
Because I'm the only girl in my family, so I grew up around, boys. So I got into my feminine side quite late. I have 3 older brothers.
Okay, 3 older brothers.
They were really, really protective over me. Now they don't really care. They have their own kids.
Tiwa comes from a very decent, close-knit Christian family. Tiwa and her family lived in Lagos until 1991. When she was 11, they moved to London in England and settled in Wembley, Queen's Park area, where she had her secondary education. After high school, Tiwa gained admission to study business and accounting at the University of Kent. And then when she graduated, she secured a job at a bank working as a junior accountant there in England.
My first degree was in accounting because my dad didn't want to hear about anything music. So I had to go to school for accounting. And then I worked as a junior accountant in a bank.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Hello? Hello, somebody. Can somebody please tell me down in the comment section why banks are always the place where people that hate corporate jobs, people that have passion for other things, are first dumped to suffer in misery before they eventually emancipate themselves and run away to chase their passion? Why? Why, for goodness sake? Why the banks? We saw the same trend with Toke Makinwa. We saw it with Kunle Afolayo. We saw the same thing with Nina Lowo Bolanle. We also saw it with Indima Okoji. Please, if you are watching me and you have interest or passion in doing other things, you want to sing, you want to dance, you want to play football or whatever you want to do, please avoid the bank. Stay away from the bank. As a former banker, I take great exception to that, please. So let's go on. Just like the aforementioned people, Tiwa started at the bank and she hated every second of it. She did not have a flare of a passion for banking or 9 to 5 at all. Her heart pounded rapidly for music and the arts, and it so pounded for the longest possible time. You see, as far back as when Tiwa was a kid in Nigeria, she had fond memories of herself where she would go around her estate gathering all the children, and she would teach them how to sing, how to dance, and how to do all of these fun stuff.
I was always into the arts. I used to, get all the kids in my estate to do dance routines or plays, or we'll model and pretend and different things like that. But I used to get in trouble in school a lot. I used to run my mouth with the teachers.
Those were the kinds of things that she loved: entertainment, performance, creating. When her and her family moved to London, Her initial involvement in music didn't start with her being the acts or the acts. She started as a supportive. She was a backup vocalist for very high profile artists such as George Michael, and she also contributed as a backup singer for top shots such as Whitney Houston, Mary J. Blige, Blue Cantrell, and even Kelly Clarkson. When TIWA initially mentioned to her parents that she wanted to take music as a full-time career, she didn't quite get all the support that she may have envisaged, but something happened. On this fateful day, TIWA had gone on tour with Mary J. Blige, and she was shown on television with Mary J. doing her thing, acting as a backup vocalist and all, and her father saw her. And it's like, so this is what you really do and you make money from this? Wow, this is good. But before we allow you, you have to formalize it. You have to go to school for it and study it. You have to make it formal and official.
So then I started getting tours and doing backup singing. So I'm like, then my dad sees me on TV. I think I went on tour with Mary J. Blige.
Yeah.
Then he's just like, and you got paid for this? I said, yeah, I got paid for it.
I'm the accountant.
Right.
I know I got the money in my...
So he was just like, well, go and study for music. I said, Dad, nobody studies for music. Michael Jackson, like, they don't study. They just born
Yeah.
with it. He's like, go and find a school
Yeah.
and go and study for music.
Now listen, if you aren't Nigerian, let me educate you about some of our unwritten cultures. Contrary to the impression that you may have or what the international press may have sold to you, Nigerians are very educated people. We thrive on getting educated, formal education. We love going to school. And the people you find not going to school are usually not by choice. There are people who couldn't afford to go to school. So regardless of how talented you are, even if you hold a pitch that can break a glass cup like a combination of Mariah Carey and Whitney Houston, even if you can dance your way to waking Michael Jackson up to give you a pat in the back, your parents will still require you to go to school and get a degree first. It is not like abroad that when they discover the potential or the talent of a young child from the age of 9, they start to groom the child. The child is not required to get college degrees. Come on, how many American superstars hold college degrees? Very few. In Nigeria, your parents, if they can't afford it, will always insist that you get a college degree first, regardless of the sheer genius that you are. I think we also saw that story when we covered the video's documentary. Let us get your thoughts about that. Do you think that it is a waste of time? That, come on, look at their contemporaries abroad. By the age of 20, you are seeing that the boy is already an established NBA player. He has already gone far in his soccer career because the parents didn't have to require him to waste so much time studying and getting a degree that he would never use. Do you think that is a better system? Or are you Team Nigeria? I beg, go to school first in case of incasity. In case you're on camp and your knee dislocates and you cannot play soccer again, you will have something to fall back on. Let us get your thoughts down in the comment section. So, let us go on with the story. And hey, have I mentioned or have I not? If you're new here, you're seeing my face for the first time, or if you've been watching without subscribing, hello. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, give this video a big thumbs up, drop all your thoughts down in the comment section. We want to hear it, and stay glued because you know that there is so much coming your way. So back to the story. TIWA's case was a little bit different because don't forget, she had already gone to university and she already had a first degree in banking, or was it accounting? She was already in her late 20s, so she was livid as to why her parents have to subject her to going to school again. Time is wasting. Why do I need to get 2 degrees just to be a singer?
My parents made me study. My parents made me have 2 degrees.
She was so upset, but she listened and she obeyed her parents. And then she sought for and obtained a scholarship at the Berklee College in Boston, US, where she studied jazz.
I went to audition for at Berklee College of Music in Boston.
Yeah.
I got a scholarship, and My second degree now took me to like in my late 20s.
I was more determined to do the whole music thing, so I decided to study jazz. So I'm actually from a jazz background.
And so, TIWA left the UK and moved to the US to study. After graduation, TIWA kicked off her career full-time, but working back-end still. She secured a job as a songwriter, working for Sony Music.
I graduated, I got signed to Sony as a songwriter.
She wrote music for top shots such as Babyface, Maya, Fantasia, even Monica. And boy, she was such a talented songwriter.
And then from there, I started writing for different people like Babyface, Monica, Cat DeLuna, Fantasia.
In fact, only shortly after she began working with Sony, one of the songs she wrote got nominated for a Grammys, and she was presented with a Grammy certificate. So just imagine getting recognition from the Grammys even without being a musician. That was how talented of a songwriter that she was.
Then they now called me a few months after that. You know, the actual album is nominated for a Grammy, and I got my Grammy nominee certificate.
Wow.
You know, from the Academy. I was just like, wow, this is a blessing.
Yeah.
But while she worked back end, fanning the flames of other people's limelight, she knew that she had a spark of her own buried inside that the world needed to see and needed to feel and needed to hear. She began searching for ways to project it. She took the bold step to audition for X Factor, the talent show, and from hundreds of thousands of people,
Now what I say to you, I won't say it to no other.
Yeah, I liked your voice very much.
she kept on scaling down and scaling down until she got to the top 20 contestants.
I auditioned and I got through the first stage, so I was just like, whew. Then I got down to the last 100,000. Then I got down to the last I think it was 60. Then we got down to like 33. Then we got down to the last 20.
Unfortunately, she did not make it.
Is also desperate to make sure that today she gives the performance of her life.
That's my dream. And you know you can survive.
Oh, she was distraught, devastated and discouraged. She was really counting on X Factor to be her pathway to stardom.
And just before they picked the final 10, Sharon was just like, well, you know, you have a great future and you don't really need this show. And I'm like, yeah, thanks. Like, let me be the judge of that. Because I was really, really, really depressed and sad that I didn't make it.
Guess what? God had other plans. TIWA kept on trying and struggling to break into the mainstream American music industry without success. But before long, she began to see the truth. She began to realize that she may never. The competition was stiff and the industry was already oversaturated. She knew that she will not survive the tide, being a small fish in a big ocean. So why not she be a big fish in a small pond? She said that whenever she was in the studio doing her whole backup thing and vocalist things for all these established artists, and they see her, people walk in and see her, she stands out to them. Her Africanness sells her, projects her. They get fascinated by her uniqueness. So she thought to herself, instead of struggling to fit into American pop and R&B, why don't I embrace the uniqueness of my Afro ethnicity, of my Afro-beats, my roots, that makes me stand out from these people?
Said when I was there, and I'd go into a studio and I'd meet the artists, and you know people like Babyface. They were like, TIWA, where's that name from? And I'm like, it's from Nigeria. They're like, oh my God, you African? Damn, what does it feel like to be African? And they're always fascinated. So I felt like they were more fascinated about my culture than I was. And I was like, wait, I'm missing something. I need to go back and study where I'm from. And then I started to see how rich in culture we were. The music was growing here. And I'm just like, TIWA, it's growing. If you don't go back, somebody else who's not Nigerian or who's not African is gonna come, use our culture, use our sound, and present it to the world.
It hit her like a tornado. That's her fastest and quickest way, the surest way for her to break in and get the world's attention was not struggling to fit in America as a pop or R&B artist, anchoring in Africa and connecting to the motherland. She was positive that her success will come from home, and so she began preparing her first single to break into the Nigerian market. It was called Kili Kili Love. Still in the process of recording Kili Kili Love, she hadn't even finished. Some people got hold of it and sold it to DJs, and so it leaked. She was so unhappy about that mistake and had to rush to shoot the music video quick because the music had leaked. But that mistake turned out to be the biggest blessing of her life.
Because for me to come with just that one song, which wasn't even complete. If you notice in the after the second chorus, I just keep saying like that's because I had a third verse that I was supposed to do, but the song came out, like I gave it to a few people, somehow some DJs got it, and then the song just started growing.
Oh, wow.
I had to quickly rush a video, so it's God, because it wasn't something that I...
The way Kili Kili Love was accepted by the Nigerian audience was unbelievable. It was record-breakingly phenomenal. You see, the Nigerian music industry at the time was predominantly dominated by the male folk. We had Two-Face doing big things, the band, Nice, Ice Prince Zamani, Nato C, Banky W. We had Rugged Man and Timaya. It was dominated by the men. And even the few women in the industry, like Weird MC, Waje, and Omomi, had to give up some masculine vibe, conservative African identity to fit in. TIWA, on the other hand, came with an assertive, daringly confident, and a teasing sensual image. Much like the pop stars in the US. She was giving Rihanna and Beyonce combined together. And that was her selling point. That made her stand out so much, from her dressing to her vocals to her lyrics. And there she was, singing in miniskirts. You don't impress me cause you drive a Hummer. So save your drama for your baby mama. She was giving girl power.
You don't impress me cause you drive a Hummer. So save the drama for your baby mama.
And the ladies were going crazy, while the men were curious, going bonkers, wondering who is this new girl on the block. It was such an unexpected switch in style from what we were all used to. So bad that her second single, Love Me, was banned by the Nigerian Broadcasting Commission. They couldn't take it. They couldn't take the video.
Do another video and it's gonna be even worse. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, no, you're on a roll. Your followers are, there's something happening. Just ignore the negative side. Something is happening. So we did Love Me, which was a little less. And we came
was a little
back.
less?
Yeah.
No.
I think clothing, because that was banned. Love Me was actually banned.
NBC banned Love Me.
Yeah.
The video.
Yeah.
Wow.
But TIWA was not here to play. She had come to take Nigeria by storm. At this point, Tiwa was still shuttling Nigeria and America. Remember, she still had her writing job with Sony. So she felt like she could manage her fame in Nigeria while keeping her job in the US. She didn't quite want to relocate back to Nigeria. She hadn't realized that what she was becoming was far bigger than what she had imagined. But she soon did. She got to a point where she saw that she couldn't combine it. And so in 2011, she moved back permanently to the motherland. She went ahead to debut her first studio album, Once Upon a Time, in July of 2013. And it was a hit, back to back. It had Kili Kili Love. It had Without My Heart. Oh my God. Don't Live Without My Heart. Oh Leila la la, oh Leila. It had Ife Wagbono, which turns out to be my favorite track of her till today. Tiwa Savage's name and music was everywhere. Her sound was a mix of soulful vocals over Afro-pop and R&B infused beats. Nigeria had never seen that, and her album won the Best Album of the Year at the Nigerian Entertainment Award. But she was only getting started. In 2014, she released Eminado featuring Don Jazzy, and that song became one of the biggest hits of her career, vibrating not just across Nigeria but beyond Africa as a whole. What do you want from the band? The same year, she won the Best Female Artist at the MTV Africa Music Award. That's recognition that she was struggling to get as an Americana. She returned back to basics, embraced her roots, and now the international scenes were clamoring for her. That year in 2013 alone, she secured major endorsement deals with MTN, Fort Oil, Protective Hair, and Pepsi. Her life had changed in the twinkle of an eye. Her dreams were coming true right before her very eyes. She became the sweetheart of Nigerian music. Boy, oh boy, we had found our Beyonce. And it was happily ever after from here. Or was it? In our next video, of course, you know the drill. We can't afford to get this too long, right? So in our next video, we will get deeper and we will get personal. We will cover her 1 year plus marriage that ended up becoming ill-fated, the catastrophic public divorce, her bumpy ride to becoming the queen of Afro-beats, and every other thing that's happened in between. Very revealing, very deep, lots of messages to be passed, very informative and educative, most especially lots to learn. Stay glued. So guys, yes, we have come to the end of today's video. If you're new here, you're seeing my face for the first time, or if you've been watching without subscribing, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, give this video a big thumbs up, drop your thoughts down in the comment section, and stay glued for we have so much more coming your way. If you enjoyed this video, you will certainly enjoy this one. So click on it and enjoy it. It's me, your girl barrister Neze, and this is Nezeville. I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye.